video, I want to show you how to work your way through lesson number 4 of the Piano Skills Foundation Beginner Level number 3. And in this lesson, we're going to work a little bit on a new tune called Danny Boy, if you're still wanting to work on tunes. If not, you can skip the Danny Boy. It's got some really tricky fingerings. We're going to do a new scale, the key of D. We're going to do a couple new reading exercises, and we're going to finish up Prelude number 1. So, I hope you have a good time with it. Remember to use the videos starting and stopping in whatever fashion you want, just to figure out how to do things. The videos are there just to show you how everything should sound and hopefully to show you a good routine for your practice. Have fun. All right. So, on today's lesson, lesson 4, the first thing on your list, of course, as usual, are the scales, arpeggios, cadence, and burlesque. And today, I want to introduce a new key. We're going to do the key of D. So let me show you what that looks like. I'm going to go much slower on everything in the key of D, and then just to save time on the video, I'll go faster as usual, though you should not be going faster on any of these. You got to pick a tempo that's slow and easy for you. I'm just going to demonstrate them faster so that we don't, have hour-long videos. Anyway, here we go. Sorry about the coughing. The key of D, you'll notice at the end of your packet, you'll find the key of D, arpeggios, cadence, scale, and all that stuff. You'll see that the key of D has 2 sharps in it, an F sharp and a C sharp. So we've added the C sharp to the key of G. Key of G had just 1 sharp, but now key of D has 2. And this is what it looks like. Eventually, you want to have this image in your mind of what the key of D looks like. Now, the scale fingering is the same as it was in the key of C, so we call it the C fingering scale. I'm going to just go nice and slow. You can do it like this. I put it at 80 and give each note 2 beats. And you're going to think after 3 notes, right thumb, left third, C sharp here. And now think 3 notes including 4th finger, right thumb, left third, C sharp, back down. After 3 notes you say left thumb, right third. Now you're thinking 3 notes including 4th finger on C sharp, left thumb, right third. And that was the scale in the key of D. Work on that till you have it. And then the arpeggios, the 1-chord arpeggio. You can do just 2 beats on every note like this if you want. To save time, I'm just going to go through them 1 beat at a time so you can see them. Here's the 1 chord. And then the 4 chord. The 5 chord has a C sharp, E, A. The 5/7 is C sharp, G, A. And then back to the 1 chord. Let me double it just for fun. Play the cadence. First you do the right hand and then the left hand and then put them together like this. Okay, and then we're going to play burlesque in the key of D. Here's your melody. half that fast with the Alberti bass. I just wanted to show it to you real quick. But you can go this slow or even slower. This will still be a little bit fast for some people at first. Walking octaves. You could do this hand separately first if you need to. Alright, so that was the new key, the key of D. Now I'm going to go through all your scales, arpeggios, cadences, and burlesque. At quite a bit faster than that. I'm going to just go through them so you can see them. You can skip this part or you can watch it to your advantage. You're going to go just as slow as you're just going in the key of D, but I want to make sure the video is not too long. So. Those were the arpeggios, like 3 times as fast as you should be going, but hopefully you can see them pretty quickly. And now, the cadence. And then some burlesque. Octaves. I'm going to double the speed just for fun. Okay, on to the key of C. Here I'm going to double the speed once more. And that's how fast you'll be able to go in a couple of years, but for now, just go nice and slow like this. That's about as fast as you should be going, but I'm doubling it to save time. Now here goes the arpeggios. 4-chord. I probably should have stopped and then. And then the cadence. I'm going to double the speed on burlesque too, since this is just a demonstration. You'll be going about, or even, which is half that fast, but I'm going to do it this way. Good. Now I'm just going to double the speed on everything in the key of F. Oh, I missed it. Sorry about that. Now the cadence, of course, you'll still be going hand separately and 4 times this slow. And some burlesque. That is your scale, arpeggio, cadence, and burlesque in D, G, C, and F. And of course, don't go that fast yet. Good luck with that. All right, so the next thing on your list for lesson 4 is a new tune called Danny Boy. As usual, the tune is optional, and if you feel like you have plenty of other stuff to work on, you can just eliminate the tune. But for people who enjoy learning these tunes, I want to go through this one. This is, of all the tunes that I give you on these lessons, this is the trickiest one, fingering. So I'm going to play it really slow. You break it down phrase by phrase and watch just one hand at a time. If you just play right hand by itself or just play the left hand by itself, that's good enough. Putting the hands together on this is extremely difficult with the fingering. Though if you want a nice challenge, once you get the hands learned separately, you can try it phrase by phrase. I'm going to demonstrate it with both hands at the same time. You focus on whichever one you want to at the time. So, ready? Watch these fingerings. Right hand, second finger, left hand, third finger. I'm going to go nice and slow this week. In the next lesson, I'll try to play it faster. Jump up. Tricky spot. Very tricky on that. Alright, so that was in the key of C. Same exact fingerings in the key of F. Let's give it a try. I almost goofed that up. Goof that up a little. My left hand should have had a 2, 3, 5. Sorry about that. I'll play that part again. Let's back up. I'll start back here. This is the last part of the fourth line. I'll get it right this time. Thumb. There you go. So good luck with that. As I said, I think it might be better to just hand separately. So hopefully from that you can at least get the hand separate fingering figured out. Now I'm going to do the last, the G, key of G, Danny Boy. the same problem there. Let me do that last phrase again. I'll try to get the fingering exactly right. Right, so good luck with that. That's some tricky fingering. And like I said, if you do hands separately, that would be fine. It'd be fun to play the tune that way. If you want the challenge of trying both hands, go slow and work phrase by phrase. Good luck with that. And so your first reading exercise of lesson 4 is fun with dotted quarters. I'm going to go ahead and go through phrase by phrase. I think just for fun with this one, I'm going to start on the bottom line and work my way up. You've already learned how a dotted quarter note works. You give it 1.5 beats, which mean, for instance, on this first one, you'll put the fourth finger on G, and then you'll count 1, 2, and 3, 4. So see how that rhythm works? 1, 2, and 3, 4. I'm going to go ahead and play the whole bottom line. We're going to start at the bottom and work our way up. Right hand by itself goes 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the left hand. You do that right hand until you have it mastered. Then the left hand. 1, 2 and 3. Then the 4 chord. 1, 2. Back to the 1 chord. 5, 7. 5, 7. Back to the 1 chord. All right. So the left hand's not too tough. Here we go with both hands, starting at measure 13, the bottom line. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. Off. And that was pretty fast. You could be going much slower. You could be going 1, 2, and 3, 4 when you first start. Okay, I'm just trying to go a tempo that won't make the video too long, but you always realize you can go slower. So after you've done your 3 perfect on that one, then you go up to the next one. Right hand, third finger on F. I guess I can hold the music down here. Right hand, third finger. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So that's the right hand part. The left hand's just playing chords again. The 4 chord, 1, 2, and 3. Back to the 1 chord, 1, 2, and 3, 4. Then the 4 chord, 1, 2, and 3, 4. Back to the 1 chord, 2, and 3. Then the next line starts with the 1 chord. So now, once you've got that practiced, do both hands until you get 3 perfects. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And then, of course, after you get your 3rd perfect, you can go all the way to the end. Now, I've realized I haven't been using the metronome. Sometimes I do practice without the metronome, but when you practice these at first, when you're first getting to know them, you probably won't use the metronome until you're kind of familiar with them. Let's do these top 2 lines using the metronome at the same tempo I was just playing. Let's figure out what tempo that was. About 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2. That's about 66. So I'll do the top 2 lines using the metronome. Right hand by itself on the 2nd line right here. 1, 2, and 3, 4. Watch that fingering very closely. You go 4th finger, 3rd finger, 5th finger. Okay, so we're shifting your hand to a new position through this little spot right here. I'll do that again. 1, 2. Now 5th finger, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3rd finger up, 1. So your hand's starting to move around a little bit on these reading pieces. Let's try the left hand. Let's do in the chords again. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the first chord of the 3rd line. So I just played the left hand. Notice, be very accurate with your rest. When you say the word 4, lift off of that chord. Now I'm going to do both hands. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And of course, you do that till you get 3 perfect. And as you do each perfect one, you're welcome to go click, click up the dial. You did that back in beginner level 2, beginner level 1. You learned how to do that. So every time you get a 3 perfect, use the dial to move yourself up on the 3 perfects. When you hit your 3rd perfect on this one, go all the way to the end. But we're going to go ahead and do the top line before I play the whole thing. So the top line, right hand by itself. This starts with a pickup beat. So we're going to say 4. 4, 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And then the left hand, as usual, just chords. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, so that shouldn't be too tough. And again, I want to remind you, you're doing all of this with your eyes glued to the music and not looking at your hands. So here we go. I'm going to go ahead and play. This is still a 66, the top line. 4, 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay. Now, once you've gotten your 3 perfects, of course, you go all the way to the end. Now, throughout the process of practicing this over several days, you'll start getting more familiar with it, and you'll be able to start going faster. I have as our goal for this piece 132. Let's give it a shot. If you never get it up to 132, don't worry. At least try to drop it into the hundreds. It'll move it up to the hundreds. Here's 132, the whole piece. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Sorry. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. I had a couple mild goofs on that. I hope you noticed them, but you get the basic idea on that. As it goes faster like that, it's pretty hard. So good luck with that. I hope you enjoy practicing that one. And then once you've got it up to tempo, you're ready to move on. Now the second piece for you to practice with reading exercise on this lesson is called staccato dance. And so this is a chance to work on your staccato technique. And I just want to show you, when you do a piece that has all these little dots called staccatos, you want to use sort of a bouncing motion. You want to bounce into the keys. And it's almost like you're plucking the keys a little bit too, okay? So I'm going to go from the top down on this one, playing the right hand by itself. I guess I'll start with a metronome, but hopefully a fairly easy tempo. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to start at 72. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So I just did the whole first line plus 1 note. The left hand has a bunch of rests. Make sure you count the rest, but we're going to be staccatoing. So unlike what you usually do where you hold the note until the rest, here you're going to be just staccatoing and then counting the rest like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So hopefully you see that's not going to be too tough. Putting them together is a little tougher. And of course you can go slower than this. Maybe I will demonstrate it slowly. Here's the top line with both hands. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, and I hope you noticed that at the end I held onto my half note in the right hand even though the left hand staccato. That's some technique you're going to have to get used to. Quite often piano players have to do this. One hand holds, the other one plays short. So it's a good articulation technique. Now let's go on to the second line. I'm not going to go that slow all day just because this video gets too long. So I'm going to do the second line with the right hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And then the left hand, it's playing the same thing it did up here, except for one note, I hope you'll notice. Though, you know what? I shouldn't have said that. It is not the same. I just realized, not quite the same. Similar. Let's try it. Left hand, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. I just made it to there. Now I'm going to put the hands together on that. You, of course, could go much slower when you put your hands together. I'll just play it at 72. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, and then, of course, after you get your three perfects, you'll put those together. But I'm going to go ahead and move on to the third line. Right hand by itself. Now the right hand has the rests. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then jump up and go 1. Okay, and now I realize I just, on the computer, I made a fingering goof. So here's what you can do. And this is already written into your materials. I just discovered it for the first time as I made the video here. So you can go in and change this. You do not jump up to your thumb here. This should be a 5. Get my pencil to work here. So we'll write a 5. Hopefully you can see that. Scratch out the 1. Sorry about that. You'll find that when you do actually buy music books, you'll quite often find fingering problems that you have to do this to anyway. So that's a good lesson for you to learn. Sorry about my mistake. When you get your materials, you'll have to change that yourself to a 5. Anyway, let me go ahead and play that with the right hand. Ready? Bottom line, your fifth finger. Oh, so we were on the third line, and then I played the wrong fingering there because I was reading it. But let's do this line one more time with the right hand. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and then the first note is your fifth finger on G. Okay? So now the left hand has sort of the melody on this part. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, now I'm going to put the hands together on that line. This is definitely way too fast for somebody doing it for the first time. So, but this will just help you get the sound of it. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, and of course after you get your third perfect on that, put it all together. And now let's do the bottom line. Right hand is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, off. Good at that. Notice that the right hand jumps an octave at the end. You can try to do that without looking at your hand. That'd be awesome. Left hand, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, sorry about the little bit of slop at the end there. Now put the hands together like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so this one is trickier than it looks, and I have for your final goal 132. Again, if you don't make it up there, don't worry, but try to get as fast as you can without losing complete control. I'm going to go and show you what it sounds like up at 132, and hopefully you'll start to let it flow somewhere close to that. Here it is, the whole piece. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, off. Okay, so So good luck with that. It's trickier than it looks. So like I said, if you don't get it up to 132, don't worry, but get it mastered at slower speeds and gradually work your way up. And that's a good reading piece as long as your eyes are on the music and you're counting out loud. Yay! All right, so the last thing on your list for lesson 4 is Prelude number 1. Again, we're going to finish it up this lesson. Last lesson, in lesson 3, we worked on the first page again, so today we're going to work on the second page, just a review of how to work on it. But then I'm going to just play through the whole piece at the tempo that I think you might be able to get it to, which is 120. So let's work on it first, blocking through phrase by phrase. If you remember, the second page is a little bit different than the first page. We don't have to do right hand and left hand separately on each line, but I'm going to block each line. And I'm going to start from the bottom. I'm going to do the bottom line first. So if you remember what I did, the left hand plays there's a different 1 chord on each line. So we're going to start with what looks like the 5 chord in the key of G leading to the 1 chord. All the other lines actually start with their own 1 chord, but we're going to start with the 5 chord. So F sharp, A, D in the left hand, and the right hand plays that same chord. And then the left hand then blocks what we would call the 1 chord on this line, the G chord, and then the right hand plays just the bottom 2 notes of it. Then the left hand crosses over and plays G. Okay, and then we're going to overlap a little bit into the first page because it repeats back into here. So we'll play just a little bit of this. All right. So here we go. I'm going to block the bottom line. This is starting in measure 29 with the pedal. I'm pushing the pedal down here if you can see it. Okay. Left hand goes this, and the right hand, and then the left hand, a G chord. Right hand, the bottom 2 notes of a G chord. Left hand crosses over, and then 1, 2, 3, and so forth. Okay. So now let's block it again. And then 2, 3. You'll notice when I'm blocking, I don't really count any rhythm. We're just getting all the notes under our fingers. Block it one more time. And then the 1 chord, 2 notes, and then, okay, now I get to start playing it as written, so I'll count the rhythm for you. And in anticipation of working with our metronome to get it up to tempo, let's go just a nice slow 80. And it goes like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1, 2, 3, change and 2 and 3 and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, no, I lied. That was not a nice slow 180. That was pretty fast. Or sorry, 80. It's just 80. But it's pretty fast. If you need to go slower, go for it. In fact, let's today on this page start working slower, like at 66. And that's kind of where you might be with it. And then you can gradually work your way up over the period of several practices. So anyway, we're going to call that 1 perfect. Let's do another one. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2 and 3 and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Okay. Now one more. I'm going to move it up to 72. We did a fast one, then a slower one. Now we're doing a medium one. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2 and 3 and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Okay. So now that was 3 perfect on that one. Now we move up to the next line. We're going to block this chord. It's an F. So like I said, we're going to pretend this is the 1 chord on this line. And then the right hand plays it. All these notes are just an F chord. And then the left hand plays from this F chord, it went to here. So it's like a 5 chord. Then the right hand, same thing. And then we overlap a little bit into the next line. And, okay. So let me block it. We'll call that 1 time. Let's block it 2 more times. Then you can practice pedaling it. Hold the pedal while you block these 2. And then it goes to the 5. Change your pedal. And then change your pedal every time you get a new chord. Okay? That was 2 times. 1 more time. Blocking the 1 chord. The new 5 chord. And then we start with a 5 chord. Okay? Now I'm going to go ahead and turn this on 72. Now I know I want 72. We're going to do this line 3 times perfectly and overlap to probably here. Okay? Let's try it. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1, 2, 3. 1 and 2 and 3 overlapped half a line into the next one. And now I'm going to do 2 more of those. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1, 2, 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1, 2, 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1. Okay. Now on my third perfect one, I'm going to go ahead and go all the way through. This is that's why I like doing it from the bottom up, is every time you get to your third perfect, you just keep going. So I'm going to go all the way through to the repeat, the DC, and play a little bit of the first page. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1, 2, 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1, 2, 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1, 2, 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1, 2. Then the beginning is 1, 2, 3, 1. Okay. Now I'm going to do the same process for this line. At this point, we have the right hand starting, and that's what we'd call an A minor 1 chord. Then the left hand. Then the right hand does the, the right hand crosses over. I'll have to lose the music here. So here we go. I cross over, and just 2 notes coming back up. And then the 5 chord, and then I cross over. Then I'm going to overlap into that third line, so we have the F chord first, and that's it. Okay, I'll block that again. A, pretending this is our new 1 chord. And then the new 1 chord of the third line is F. Okay, one more time. A minor, oops, sorry, right hand starts. And then the left, 1 note, 2 notes. And then you should be able to do that by memory, and then once you have it, you can start playing the rhythm pattern that's written on the music. Let's get our 3 perfects at 72. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1, 2, 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1, 2, 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I just played all the way from here to here. That will be our first perfect. Notice that I'm changing the pedal. I'm trying to, hopefully you can see the pedal. I tried to put the camera so you can kind of see my pedaling. Notice that I change every time I say a new chord on beat 1. Well, every time I play a new chord on beat 1. 1 and 2, and now I hold the pedal here, still holding, and then I change here. Change, 2, 3, 1, 2. Now I'm going to change here. Change pedal, 2 and 3 and 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that was 2 perfects. Now I'm going to do my third one. And then the third one, of course, I'm going to keep on playing and then take the repeat to the next page. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1, 2, 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1, 2, 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1, 2, 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now one more line, the top line of the second page. Let's block the right hand C chord. This is our 1 chord at the top. Then the left hand, same chord. Right hand, oops, I have to lose the music again. Right hand crosses over, plays 1 note, and left hand plays 2 notes. Okay, I'll do that again. C chord, hold the pedal. Just 2 notes here, back up, and then go to a 5 chord in that position and change your pedal. And then just a little bit of the next page. And stop. Try the next line, not the next page. So I went from here to here blocking. Let's do that 2 more times. C chord, 1 note. And then this will be like the 5 chord. And then, okay, one more time blocking. We're teaching the hands all the moves and all the notes. Okay, now I'm going to play it as written with a metronome. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1, 2, 3. Change pedal. Okay, that would be called 1 perfect. Let's move it up a little bit. Starting to move up the dial. You could be doing this moving up the dial on every phrase. I'll just do it on this one. So we're up at 80 now. flat 2 perfect. On my 3rd perfect, I'm going to go all the way down and then repeat back to the top. Let's move it up to 88 and see what that sounds like. Now I'm going to keep going since I got my 3rd perfect. Is a very good practice on the 2nd page. Now, of course, in the last lesson we worked on the 1st page, and we did every line or every 2 and 4 measures, right and left hand both. You can keep practicing like that, but gradually over this week, start trying to move your metronome up, and I want to show you what it's going to sound like at our top speed. I'm just going to play the whole piece. 120 is a good tempo for this piece, but if you don't quite make it, it sounds good anywhere from where we just had it, 88, all the way up to 120. So here it is at 120, and I'm actually going to turn off the metronome so you can just hear it at that tempo but without the metronome. And then when I don't have the metronome, I can take a little bit of time to do some musical spots. Here it is. You'll notice I put a little bit of slowing at the very end to make it sound pretty and ending. And you can do that kind of thing. So hopefully you understand how to practice it and you'll enjoy working on it, having it all memorized and being able to play it all the way through. If you get it all completely finished, make a video of it and put it up on YouTube. Maybe I'll get to see it. That would be awesome. Anyway, that concludes lesson number 4. Good luck with that.